the other thing that I thought went really funny with the Harry Potter game thing is that's not the only game that people were trying to have boycotted. It's the only one that had to do with the trans thing. And this one was too personal because this is one that I really wanted to play because I had been hyped for it for a couple months. It's called AtoMic hEArT, and it just came out.
AtoMic hEArT? I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. A trailer dropped a while ago, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm keeping my eye on this. And it just came out, and the reviews are all over the place. Not in like a funny way, in a no one knows what the fuck to make of this game kind of way. It's going for like a really weird thing. So the context is back in 2008, BioShock releases. And BioShock comes out and people fucking love it. And for good reason, because BioShock slaps. And the thing is, BioShock is really interesting because the writing is like top fucking tier. It's really well done. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And it's one of those good examples of doing politics in like an artistic medium, but not being a retard about it and having it be terrible.
That's rare.
Yeah, so the whole like premise of the game is basically it's refuting like Ayn Rand, basically. So it's basically a critique of objectivism as like a political system.
Okay.
So the whole premise is, there's some guy named Andrew Ryan who's definitely not an allegory for Ayn Rand. It's just that his name is Andrew Ryan and not Ayn Rand, and he's a dude. And has absolutely nothing to do with Ayn Rand, even though they both think the exact same things and have names that are basically the same. Definitely not the same person, though. He's some crazy rich guy, and he decides, I'm an objectivist, which is basically fucking mega libertarian capitalism. Where it's like, fuck it, just do whatever you want. Everyone be as selfish as you want, because fuck it, capitalism will win. That's the way to do it.
Right.
He builds a city at the bottom of the ocean where no government can like touch him, so everyone can just move there and just hash it all out, just fight in like the ultra capitalist no government utopia. And the whole thing goes to shit because obviously. Like all of the scientists go there and they start cooking up really wacky shit because there's no like government oversight and no ethics, so all of the craziest scientists come up with the craziest ideas and are just allowed to experiment however the fuck they want. So they create like self-defense weapons where you can shoot lightning from your fucking hands. But one of the side effects is you go insane if you use it. So of course everyone's insane and now they have lightning hands, so the city falls apart. And that game goes on to inspire a bunch of other shit. One of those things being AtoMic hEArT. And AtoMic hEArT basically marketed itself as the Soviet version of BioShock. If BioShock is a critique against Randian objectivism, then this is evidently probably a refutation of like some flavor of communism, like Soviet style communism. I'm not sure if you would say it's against Leninism or Stalinism or whatever, or Trotskyism or whatever, but like it's some refutation of communism, most likely. I haven't played the game yet because I've just been doing other stuff, but I just wanted to see like what the fallout of this game coming out would be. So this seems fine so far. Nothing like to cancel this game over. The problem is Russian devs. So the game is set in like alternate future Soviet Union where like, what if the Soviet Union had really advanced tech, so they got like way ahead of the US and then were winning the Cold War. But, you know, they build like robots and shit and then the robots take over. And based on just this, like based on that like loose premise and a trailer, some guy decides to make a video called "Please Don't Buy AtoMic hEArT." And this video fucking sucks. I watched it and holy shit, it doesn't make any sense. he brings up a bunch of examples of people at the company doing nothing wrong. So his attempt to like take down this game is he goes, oh, but with the way that Russia and Ukraine are right now, you'd be supporting the Russian developers, and it's like, okay, are the devs like contributing to Russia killing Ukraine? It's like, well, not really. They just run a business in Russia. Oh, well, okay, but
then that's just racist.
Yeah, is the company like shady? And they go, well, not really, but maybe like there was an employee at the company that at one time worked for a different company, and that company maybe did something shady one time. Okay, that's not shit. That doesn't mean anything. There was no substantiation for like why that's even a bad thing. They're like, yeah, this guy worked at a company one time in Russia, and then that one Russian company at one time could have done something bad. Maybe. Was he working at the company when it happened? Or was this like way after he left? Like, did he leave the company and then like 3 years later they did something bad? Did they even do anything bad? Like, none of this makes any fucking sense. And then the one point I will give him could be sort of good is he goes, well, in the terms of service, it says it like collects your data and it could be done in like a shady way, maybe. Like it implies that like they might send it to the Russian government, but it doesn't say that. And then right after people realized that, they took that down and were like, oh, that was outdated. That's not actually the terms of service.
Right.
And that was it. That was all he had was the Russian government gets your information, which it might not, because they said it doesn't. So it's about as much as you trust them. And even more curious, there's no like microtransactions in the game. So what information are they getting from you? Like, they're not getting your credit card, most likely. So they might get your physical location if they check whatever your device's like IP is. It could be that, but I don't know. And that's about it. That's the only thing he can say. Oh, but my favorite like critique was, because the game takes place in the super futuristic Soviet Union, of course, the game is littered with Soviet propaganda, obviously. There's Soviet propaganda decorating the whole game because it takes place in the Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union loves their propaganda. And his argument was, that means that the game is Soviet propaganda. Even though the point is like it's Soviet propaganda in the Soviet Union that's been completely destroyed by robots that they built. It's ironic.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what? So wait, if you're playing Wolfenstein, which is a game about killing Nazis, but the game has a bunch of swastikas because you're killing Nazis, so like you're in a giant castle that has Nazis in it and they put swastikas everywhere, does that mean the game is pro-Nazism? Like, it's pro-fascism, it's anti-Semitic. Like, how? The objective is kill Nazis. That seems pretty not in favor of Nazis. Just saying you should now kill them for fun. So I forgot where I was because we had to pause, but something about AtoMic hEArT, that video being stupid. I haven't played it yet.
You got to the point you're talking about, like you gave the analogy of the game where you kill the Nazis and there's
Yeah. Wolfenstein is not pro-Nazi because you kill Nazis in it and it has Nazis to be bad guys. If the whole point of the setting is the Soviet Union collapsed, and even if it had superior technology, it was still going to fucking collapse because the thing sucks. I fail to see how that's Soviet propaganda.
Right.
That's literally the opposite. You wouldn't say that BioShock is capitalist propaganda. Oh no, it's actually a great reason in showing you why laissez-faire objectivist capitalism is the best shit ever. Because everyone is fucking dying all the time and it sucks in the setting. The setting is absolutely fucking hellish. So yeah, I thought that was fucking stupid. And the interesting thing about the game is no one knows how to feel about it. Some people are like, this shit is amazing, and other people are like, it's bad. Which is weird because usually game reviews, like, they're not all the same, but they have a clear consensus a lot of the time.